All right, what's going on, y'all? Tamar Turner here, host of the Down to Business podcast. I'm sitting down with Vaughn the Poet, somebody who I was able to come in contact with actually a couple of weeks ago. My man Jay Coachman Coachman Creations put on an amazing Valentines and created here at Factory on 5th in Ybor City. And Vaughn was one of the many performers that really just stole the show, really just came on from artists to just poets and everything, man. It was a night to remember. I'm trying to tell you, it was definitely vibes in here from start to finish. Big shout out to Valentino for curating the vibes for us on the ones and twos. Big shout out to all of the vendors, the painters, and even Factory on 5th for inviting us into their space. So really today wanted to do a slight recap here with Vaughn. Really wanted to sit down, pick his brain a little bit. One, just get some insight as to how he, what he thought about the event. How was it performing for him? I know just from going through his YouTube and things like that he is definitely not new to this. He's true to this for sure. But every vibe, every atmosphere, everything like that is always different. So let's start with Vaughn. One, first and foremost, how you doing today? How's everything?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I got my dates mixed up. I had a council meeting that was supposed to be the 21st, but I thought it was today. But I was in the area, and I'm glad I came. Thankful for the opportunity from Jay Creations. Jay Coachman, not Creations, but you still created the event that you put together, and it was a whole vibe from like the start to finish, from just how you got the sip and paint outside, you got the performers, you got the DJs with the ones and twos, you got the whole scene, So I like how you put the poets together from start to finish, though. Like it was a vibe. It was a vibe.
Glad you enjoyed it. Definitely glad you enjoyed it. And like I said, I really. One, you introduced Rapunzel, but it was very interesting to hear from both of y'all, just the vibes that y'all were able to. I'm big on poetry. I'm not somebody who I would consider myself a poet, but I love just hearing what other people have to say. I love just hearing, So I love, because poetry, I feel like it stems from a host of different things, from just life experiences to just what you may love as a person, to just even, I know a lot of people were doing love themed poems that day just because we were right by Valentine's Day. So I know we're gonna have some people tap in. I know we're obviously gonna have some people from the Down to Business side, from the Vaughn the Poet side, from the Coachman Creation side, and everything like that. But I also know with that, we're gonna have some people who, we're gonna have some newcomers along the way. We're gonna have some people who want to learn more about somewhere in that three, in that mix. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, really kind of how you got your start, really where the name came from, and even what you're doing right now?
So Vaughn the Poet started back in, I want to say the name, like the logo and everything came up like this year, like last year, this year. My mom's friend came up, helped me create the logo. So like the glasses and the book and everything like that, that's how she created, because the hat and the glasses and the book is like a symbol. The glasses, that's me, I can't see, I'm blind. The bucket hat, that's like my thing, that's like my signature. And the book, you keep learning. I'm not never gonna stop learning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can't say you know everything either. So that's what that means. But I've been doing poetry for since 2012. My church had a showcase one year for just everybody that had talent. And one day, I was trying to come up with something to write, a topic or something, and then the day before everything just hit me, everything just came, so it was like it was flowing. And the first two poems I did was Fig, Faith in God, and Untitled. So I've been doing that ever since, and then ever since I just been recording, I get on my phone, press record, and just go off like that. So most of the content you hear or you would listen to on SoundCloud or AudioMac, it all came from my voice memos. And then I used to be involved in a music group back then in 2017, 2016, Brown Paper Bag Music Group. Kid Star, Mook Suave, Jay Golden, Raul, and Hustler. But my first video, Kid Star recorded that for me. So I've been doing poetry for a while. I've just been behind the scenes, helping other people, because that's what the Tampa up next come from. You know what I'm saying? So I just like supporting the locals, but I just been heavily involved in the city, trying to bring back unity and bridge the gap. So me doing Vaughn the Poet, I'm trying to get into the spotlight, which is why I said earlier I don't like taking pictures, but I'm starting to understand why this is important, you know what I'm saying? So I love getting back into I love getting back into doing what I'm doing. You know, I used to do street promo, like be on the corner, walking with the foot bag, passing out stuff. Like it was, I didn't like this is not new to me. Like on the like spotlight tip, but I don't let the hype get to me. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing people win.
Okay, I like that a lot. I really think that that's important. One of the common themes that I noticed really at the event was there were a lot of people who really had no idea, one, that there were so many local artists and local poets and local people. I heard that honestly a couple of times that night, and to just see everybody just one come to a spot, one come to just a curated vibe, like I said, from start to finish, but be able to connect on top of that, man, that was really amazing. But then two, a lot of people didn't know about Factory. So I think that really honestly opened up two doors in just one event like that. So y'all were able to kind of see the vibe, but y'all were also able to connect and, like you said, continue to build that community and flourish.
I had to Google this place twice.
Word.
Like this a place?
Yeah.
They gonna know where it is next 6 months.
I don't know,
For sure.
but that's true. Everybody gonna know about somebody, but you'd be surprised how much is going on just where you at. You know what I'm saying? Around you. You know what I'm saying? The people don't know about the poor versus poet because it's still new.
Right.
But like I talk about it so much because I appreciate people that put me on or even gave me an opportunity or even just thought of me. You know what I'm saying? So I get excited, but I'm still humble to it. You know what I'm saying? Rapunzel the poet, I don't know her too well, but she took a liking to me. She put me on, gave me the platform, not put me on her platform, but she gave me opportunity. Now I'm on her channel, but every time you click Poet vs. Poet, the second episode pops up.
There it is.
It's not that, you know, she got other episodes, but that's the most popular one that pops up on YouTube, essentially. But just giving her props, giving everybody props. You know, it's the other poets that was there, Sir Finesse. That poet set the tone for people. For me, I used to go to Smoking Words, and that's how I met Sir Finesse. Okay. So his introduction is just like a crowd. Like I wouldn't say crowd.
Break the ice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The introduction is like so powerful. People know that introduction, but saying it and then you jump into your piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just like that.
big value.
Oh, yeah.
And then the first poet, Everkeisha, sorry, that's her name? Everkeisha. Sorry, forgive me, miss, forgive me. But she has a book. Poets are starting to like have books, do more performances, and it's just I get the kick out of just like learning.
Absolutely.
Never stop learning.
Like
that's what got me started into doing, you know, more performances, because I used to stand still, used to be timid. Somebody would look at me, I would freeze. Like, if somebody locked eyes at me in the audience, whatever I had in my mind to say, like focus, I just lost all concentration. But it takes practice to still, like, you know, do that. So you can't let it be like, oh, I'm better than somebody, because best believe the world will put you in a timely place where you get tested on the spot, and then all of a sudden, whatever magic you thought you had is gone.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, so gotta always stay humble. Always stay true to yourself. Stay humble, but be ready to learn. You know, just have an open mind. That's what gets people further. Networking. I don't care if you have a degree or you don't have a degree. You can be in places with celebrities, and you like, damn, I didn't. You know, it's just you gotta, you know, believe, have faith, but you know, don't give up. You know, that's the best thing I can say.
Absolutely not. So for someone who may not have been in the building for that event, for someone who has never been to a Coachman Creation curated event, but to hear how you just spoke, to hear even some of the testimonials that you gave of the other poets and just being able to connect with them, what do you say to someone who hasn't been, who hasn't had that vibe, who hasn't had that opportunity to connect and really, like I said, really become a part of this foster community that we're making here?
I mean, get out there, get on social media, you know, look on Eventbrite. That's how people find events, because all of the events that be in the city is either on Eventbrite or it's all through social media. You know, ask your friends what's going on, or just try something new. You got to get out your comfort zone for one. Can't get too comfortable and be content with what you're doing. So that going back to having an open mind. Yeah, you are good at what you do, but it might be something that gets you to, try it a different way or reach a person a different way. There was a video where somebody said, you see comedians do the same skit. They do the same skit all year, but they have like a ton of shows all year, right? So you'd be surprised how this audience reacted to this particular skit versus the same skits you've been doing for years. So it's like how people take a different approach to it, and just got to get out there. You be surprised at what you like, what you find, and just who you know. This city is small, but when you get out there and network, the world is even smaller. You know what I'm saying? So have fun. Always just try something new. Always try something new.
I think that's a really good point. And I think, even for the people out there who have been getting out, who have been doing certain things or have been kind of immersing themselves into the local community, sometimes just do more. Sometimes even do something that, maybe you're not used to doing, or maybe you're not. Because for me, like I said, I'm not really involved in poetry. Meaning I don't do it myself, but I love to hear it. I love like I said, I really just think poetry is a way to tap into someone else's mind. Sometimes it's not even about them or their life, but more so just what they're thinking, what they're learning, what they've been exposed to, who they've talked to, what a day looked like for them. So I think that's amazing, man.
Like Tupac. Changes. I'm just going to say changes. And Brenda's Got a Baby are like the underrated, not talked about songs that much. Changes is a radio hit. But people don't really tap into the lyrics.
Message behind it.
Like,
It's a powerful
it still goes on today. It's the first, like, I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Some people have questions like that waking up in the morning because you gotta go to work, you got stuff going on, you just have so much to do for yourself, and you feel like it might not be enough time in the day, but poetry is not for the weak. But you really gotta have an open mind. Like poetry is just for anybody. You don't have to always rhyme. It don't always have to flow, but it's a message behind it. But it's how you put it together. You look at battle rap. Some battle rappers, not sure if you're familiar with battle rap, but some battle rappers have that cadence where it's a shush. Like it's almost like it goes over your head. Charlie Clips is one, and I'll give another one. Loaded Lux. That's my two that goes over your head. But Clips, I mentioned Clips because he's a freestyle, and he do that so easy. And I did the two pieces, the love and the two pieces I performed. I freestyled those, but it's how you can still tell a story and put it together without losing your audience.
Absolutely, I think you were right. So. I think you gave a great message here today. I think you honestly gave great messages here today, but I also think you gave a call to action for people, like you said, to really get out, to do something new, to meet people, to connect, to even tap into your inner love and inner passions and inner workings and things that you love to do. But nonetheless, don't miss another Coachman Creations event. So for everyone out there tapping in, like I said, we're coming from the down to business side, we're coming from the Bond, the poet side, even the Coachman Creations side. Can you just tell us best places to find you, best places to lock into if people want to even hear some more of the work, even want to tap into the poet versus poet too?
Personally, you can find me, Von the Poet, on Instagram with the dot after Von the Poet, SoundCloud, YouTube, Audiomack, Von the Poet with no dot. I also have Tampa up next, which is another platform that's basically, in simplest terms, circulate the black dollar, but circulate the dollar back into the community. That's the simplest way I can put it. And I also have two things out right now. Fighting Demons, the full performance was from a Hooch and Hive invite from Breezy Paintings and Solo. DJ Solo, Paint and Pens. It's another platform where artists and artists collaborate.
Okay.
So like the artist that was here that does art, and then you that might do poetry or art, collaborate. And then sorry, I just have a lot going on, but I like to support the locals. But it's a council meeting on the 21st, and this council meeting is all year. So I'm just trying to change the narrative of support and circulate the dollar back into the community, but also just get people to get out there and really support your people. The last thing I'm gonna say is Kanye West. The Kanye West boots and shoes he wear, do you realize those red boots that people are crazy about right now is a slap in the face? That's something to think about. We are all innovators, but people like us, like me, we're innovators, and we don't get appreciated. We do, but it's like, we're tolerated. So until we circulate that dollar back, we're going to forever feel like it's not enough for the corporate world or people that don't like us. Glad I came out. I'm not gonna miss another Coachman Creations event. But the next one, I want you guys to come out and actually do more painting and network with more people. You'd be surprised what you like, and you'd be surprised what God, but has the world put it. The world, puts things together. Still keep your faith. Don't lose anything. Don't lose your faith. That's what I meant to say. Don't lose your faith, but just come out to the next event and come sip and paint with me. You know what I'm saying? But just get out there and create and just chase your dream. Chase your dream, man.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's really like I'm telling everybody out there, it was amazing for me from start to finish to really just be able to see this really be on the internal side of things, but really just be able to, you ever just, put some work, put some time, put some effort towards something, and really just to see it all come to fruition, come together in front of you, man. It's a beautiful thing. I was able to connect with people like Vaughn the Poet, and I know from here, we're only going to continue to connect with one another. Now I'm going to figure out what he has going on with his sipping paints and what he's doing on his side, and we're going to make things happen.
So what do you do?
So I'm the host of the podcast.
I mean, like besides the podcast, like this is your. Sorry, what's the episode count?
Me, 128.
Let's go.
128.
Yeah.
Tell him.
You just saying new to you right here.
Yeah.
So
I started this back in 2019. Yeah.
So what made you do a podcast?
So more so, it was really just hard to find a job after the pandemic. I was living in Philly after I got my master's, and was just frustrated. Really, was just looking for a way to brand myself. But I recognized that I love talking to people, and I love that the idea that, like you said, keeping the support within our own communities. I feel like there are so many household names out there that don't get the recognition, don't get the exposure. Sometimes it's a lack of resources. Sometimes it's just a lack of connection. Sometimes it's even just I feel like we're stopping ourselves, or we rather go shop consumer, or we go shop corporate and everything like that, but it's right in front of us sometimes, or one bad experience can really turn you off. So I recognized that, look, I was surrounded by a lot of dope individuals. I just started talking to them. And yeah, almost we'll be celebrating 4 years in November, but yeah, it's just been a blessing.
4 years in November?
Yeah, so just to be able to move cities, I've done live events in North Carolina, and it's been cool, man. It's been really amazing. So
have you traveled with your podcast?
Yeah, so pretty much I was in Charlotte 3 times last year. Started in March, did another one in Labor Day weekend, and then ended the first week of December. So this year we're kind of going to do an East Coast tour. So because I'm from New York, from Philly, I'm going to start up there, work my way down to like the DMV, probably North Carolina again, Atlanta, and Florida.
So what part of New York you from?
I was born in the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people that's from that come here are from New York.
Okay.
So what's something from New York that you see here that's kind of like this is a little back home for me, or like this is
Well, I'll even say more so Philly, just because I left New York when I was 2. So as far as like where I was raised and where I really grew up, it was Philly. But I would say, honestly, coming down here, I'm really big on city vibes. I love that hustle and bustle, that fast pace. And whereas I know this Tampa is not like the fastest city, I love the intercommunities that we have here. I feel even like this, like I feel like, there's so many things in Philly that there's mainstream stuff. There's the stuff that you could just go out and do every weekend and have at it. But there are also people that you can meet just from talking, just from having a like-minded conversation, just from being at the event somewhere and just stopping somebody to talk. And I love that about Tampa, because whereas I feel like I came down here and I I didn't really immerse myself as much when I first got down, but now that I'm really starting to get out, now that I'm meeting people, my job has even opened some doors for me. It's like, wow, this has been around me this whole time, like you said, and sometimes we don't realize it's directly in front of us. Sometimes we don't realize what connection Yvonne the Poet has, or Coachman Creations has, or what we can do here at Factory on 5th, but what other people did, man. It was beautiful. I didn't get to talk to everybody, but it was beautiful just hearing people's stories and just really where they came from, why they started this, what they were even talking about, and what they were even professing in their work. So for me, man, yeah, I love the idea that, there can just be so many different communities out here, but ultimately the goal is still the same. And people are just working towards something that they love to do, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Stuff in plain sight. Stuff in plain sight is always why they keep it like that. They want to keep us like away from stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going to council meetings this year, because I noticed they put signs up so that way it's not a surprise when stuff do happen around you. So the stuff that we're not, like for me, my neighborhood is different, so that's why I want to go to my council meetings and see like why, things are different. If I can put input, this is where we can put input. So start going to your local council meetings or public meetings, and your voice matters just as much as somebody else. So this is why people that do poetry or any type of profession, they use their voice to change people. Not change people, change lives. So for people that are pastors, poets, entertainers, they use their voice to bring awareness, because how else, can you do that if you don't have the mic? You have the mic, so you got the power. You got the podcast to bring awareness. So this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is how it gets done. By you having a voice, but you gotta get out there. You gotta going back to what me and Tamar just said. Getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Getting out there and create. And Jay Coachman. This is all just like going back to it. Create. You gotta get out there, create, and really get out there. Don't be hesitant to like break out your comfort zone. This is why it's important. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Tamar.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And like I said to everybody out there who continuously taps in with us, no matter where you came from, whether you came from the Coachman Creation side, the Yvonne the Poet side, the Down to Business side, or whether you just came along because you're on one of those sides or within that community, man, we always appreciate it. We definitely, but at the same time, we want to call you out. We want to let you know that, look, there's so many things going on out here in these communities, in your communities, in the Tampa communities, and wherever you're tapping in for this from. And just go be involved in some capacity, especially if you really are passionate about what it is that you say you do. Everybody out there has a love, everybody out there has a hobby or interest of some sort. Sometimes we just gotta tap into it. So thank you to Jay, thank you to Vaughn, thank you to everybody out there who continues to show love and show support, but we're not done just yet. So
you have any
see y'all soon. I do have a website though. Yeah. So not on me, but I do have, because I do the drop shipping with. So we do all of that. Yeah, so I got my own website and all of that. So yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. One recap of many more to come. Just stick with us.